I have a power meter in front of me that I just ordered. The specific SKU I got actually comes with a package of 2 of these. So I've already taken one of them out of the box. If you wanted to see how they come in a box, there was plenty of foam, but for the most part, each one comes inside of a Ziploc bag with the instructions on it. And then the actual power sensor is packaged separately. I will say for the sensor itself, the wires on it are a bit short, but you know, that's not a big deal. I can splice some of the wires onto here and just keep it moving. Now the meter itself can connect between, I think 60 volts is the low end, but it goes up to 250 volts. It might go beyond that. But if you're trying to get this for a regular AC line, then this should be just fine. Let's see, actually, okay, depending on the back. They show that 80 volts is on the low end, 260 volts on the high end, and it works for both 60 hertz circuits and 50 hertz circuits. There's only 4 connectors that are on here, and so 2 of these connectors are going to be going to the amp meter. So they have these labeled, they put a schematic on the back, so it's pretty easy to figure out what goes where. So the amp meter, which is going to be this component, ends up being wired into these top 2. And then you need to make sure that the neutral and the power line are connected to the bottom 2, just so that the unit is able to get power. Now on the listing, they do give you the dimensions of this, so that if you wanted to make a cutout in something for mounting it, you can go ahead and do that. For my purposes, I'm going to be using this temporarily in a location. So I've grabbed a PVC box. I set it on top of here, just used a marker to trace around where it was, and just made a very rough cut into the box, and this is what I ended up with. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this inside of here so you can see what it looks like once I have it mounted. This is it mounted in the box. You can see that my cut was very rough because there's a line that extends beyond here. But for my purposes, this is just fine. I will say that when you're cutting your hole, one thing you need to be mindful of is you need not only space for the device itself, you need to also have space to make sure that you can get the wires attached to it once it's in the box. So keep that in mind. Now, just in showing you how this stays within the box, you can see that there's the plastic tabs that are on either end. Once you get it into the box so far, then these pretty much keep it retained within there. So this specific one, it will measure voltage, it will measure amps, it will measure the total amount of power that went through it. And you can reset it by using this button. This unit is operated with one button. For the most part, if you do a quick tap, it will change from one item to another. And if you press and hold the button for a few seconds, then that counts as selecting that item that you have highlighted. Now this is backlit, it's very easy to read. I will get it connected to some electricity so that you can see what it looks like when it is powered. This is it with power connected to it. I don't have the sensor connected to it right now, so don't consider that too many of these values are actually valid. The 120 volts, that is valid. Right now it shows it is using, is that 2 watts? Yes. So it shows, right now it's showing that it's measuring 2 watts. It really isn't because I don't have the sensor itself connected. But I'm going to go ahead and get this remounted in a box, and I'll be driving out to my location where I am setting this up just so that I can measure something for a few days. And so let's continue on there. So here I am on location, and I now have everything connected, and so we can see it's running. So we see the circuit I have it connected to is pulling like a little bit over 7 amps or a bit over 800 watts, almost 900 watts. And I'm just going to let this run over time because I want to see how much the device that this is connected to is using. But yeah, this is really easy to install.